Alright, great. So what we've done now is we've let this ortolese rest for an hour, and it's all the flour soaked up the water and it's started to stretch and develop all the gluten that you want. And so if you have a look, even without doing anything, it's already nice and stretchy and started to develop that gluten structure that you want, although we haven't actually done anything. All we've done is let it rest. So really beneficial and really important not to skip that stage. So what we're going to do now is I've weighed up the recipe's levain, which you saw in the other video, and there's also 50 grams of water here. So I've just mixed it both together. So you've got 184 grams of levain and the 50 grams of water left over. And the reason I put the water in together is because when you put it in together like that, it comes out of the bowl really easily. It might sound really silly, but it just makes it slightly easier. Alright, so that goes on top. Make sure it all goes in. Your hands are going to get a bit doughy this time. And then the other bit that goes in, which is really, really important to bread making, is the salt. Otherwise it will have very, very little flavour at all, if not any, and it won't be too nice. And then what you're going to do is, you can either squeeze it all together, or you can stretch and fold it together. And what I do is I put a little bit of water on my hands, not too much, just to keep them damp, and then I'm just going to stretch it and fold it together. And what this is going to do is incorporate all the ingredients, fold them all together, and you're basically just folding the levain into the dough. So you can either fold it, or you can actually pinch it in. And if you pinch it in, you'll find that it will go quite stringy, the structure. And as you're doing this, you can feel that you're dissolving the salt in there as well, and you can smell the levain as well. I used quite a mature starter when I built the levain, so you can really smell it now, and it smells quite sour and has all the sort of characteristics that you want of the sourdough. The sourdough bread. Some people smell a lot of sort of blue cheese type flavours in there, and that's really what you can smell now. So now you've got quite a broken up mass, and what you can start to do now is pick it up and do some stretch and folds, and the mass will start to come together, and it won't take long. You can probably do about 15 to 25 of these types of stretches and folds, and quite quickly you'll see that the dough will start to come together. So I don't know how many I've done now. I've probably done more than 20. Not that it matters too much. What I want to do is just get this to come together as much as possible, so it starts to resemble a dough. So that's more or less coming together now to how I want it. So you can see the structure of the dough is starting to build, although it still looks quite sort of torn and shaggy. But after you start to do the necessary folds, it will start to become really nice and shiny and smooth. So what you're going to do now is, over the next 4 hours, you're going to perform 4 stretch and folds, and you do it every half an hour. And then in the final hour, you're just going to let it prove. And this is what the stretch and folds look like. So you've got your mass here. Put your hand in some water, like we did earlier. Make sure your fingertips are wet. And what you're going to do is you're going to pick the dough up, and you're going to stretch it and fold it over. And then turn the bowl, and then pick it up, stretch it, fold it over. So north, south, east, and then west, stretch it and fold it. So 4 folds on the point of the compass, north, south, east, west. And then what you do is stick a timer on, and then let it rest for half an hour, and then perform the same folds again. And just make sure that you cover the dough and keep it somewhere warm, and it will start to prove. And then as it does, your timer will go off for half an hour, then you'll do another set of folds, and you'll keep going until you've done 4 folds, and then at the end you're just going to let it rest and prove a bit more, And then after that, you will start to do something called shaping and bench resting.